Hi, almost everyone is watching my channel without a subscription. Please support me and subscribe. I release videos every day for you. Story 1. Our sitter killed our dogs. On Sunday, I dropped all 3 of my dogs off with a sitter that we found on a popular app for that at 7:45 a.m. This was in Palmdale Cay, the desert. At 3:30 p.m., the sitter called to inform me that my 2 Great Danes were dead and that they had not left them out for very long. We can only assume they died of heat stroke. They dragged their lifeless bodies into their garage. We arranged for a coworker that we barely knew to pick up our one alive dog, a baby Frenchie, and she was vomiting and had diarrhea. They sent some food back, and it wasn't even any of our dog's food. I'm beyond devastated. I can't eat. I can't sleep. I can only imagine my revenge. All I can think about is making them pay for what they did to my babies. I am insanely depressed and anxious, and they were literally some of my only joy in life. I don't even think I can have kids. They were my kids. They were my everything. Help please, I just need support. I don't have a good support system. I'm so sad, I can hardly move. UPGAT. Thank you everyone. I wanted to add that I contacted the app right away, and that I work at a law firm, and they are on the case now. Unfortunately, when we called right after the event, the police wouldn't do anything, and neither would animal control. But I learned that SPLA is law enforcement, and I can report them there, so I'm doing that now. Additional info from comments. I am still able to message this person on the app, and I sent this. I hope you realize how much pain your carelessness has caused us, and will continue to cause me for many years. I have terrible anxiety and depression, and my dogs were one of my only sources of comfort and joy. I can't even have children, they were my everything, and got no response. A couple days later, in utter rage, I messaged again to ask why my dog's collars were caked in mud and dirt when they were returned, and she had the nerve to respond in order to argue with me. She said that she had her husband block off the hole after we left, and that yes, her dog was under there, but she's small, she's a lab. And that I told her she was a liar and a killer, and she said, there's nothing to lie about, your dogs are huge and can't fit in that tiny hole. And I almost lost my mind at that moment and said, and then my attorney told me not to talk to them anymore. The sitter we found had 69 5-star reviews and over 30 repeat clients, which was more than anyone I had used before on there. I only picked the ones with the most good reviews. They told me they love big dogs and that they can handle anything and that my dog's every need would be met. We use the app because we don't live anywhere near any friends or family. They are 2,300 miles away. The shame for using this service needs to stop. Do you think I'm not already beating myself up over it? I literally want to die. Update. The sitters are removed from the app forever. And that is just the beginning. My attorney is furious at the hospital and crematory because they actually cussed him out when he was attempting to stop the cremation. We are looking into the violations of the animal hospital and crematory in not receiving confirmation from the registered owners before doing no autopsy and cremating them on the word of a random guy who gave the name Emily. We are bringing a civil suit against the sitters themselves for every bit of damages we can get. After the trial, I will commence online warnings of her services in the area along with physical flyers. Emotionally, I am in agony. I am so conflicted every day. One moment, I'm beyond infuriated, and the next I'm sobbing. I just can't believe this happened. I appreciate EV or I comment, and I read them all. I appreciate the discussion and the condolences. It made me feel less alone. I will update again when there is more. Story 2. Ada for yelling at a disabled girl and making her cry. I am 16, am disabled myself. I use forearm crutches due to me/CFS and occasionally a wheelchair when it gets bad and an injury I had as a kid that never healed right. I'm also neurodivergent, autism. This girl I go to school with, F17, is the most obnoxious girl I've ever met. She likes to compare our disabilities and say hers are worse, without ever actually disclosing what she has. I physically can't walk without supports. She can walk just fine. She will interrupt class to talk to the teacher about personal issues. Everyone I've talked to about her has disliked her as well. She is fully capable of using a backpack, but she instead uses this box. A rolling box that gets in everyone's way and is always a mess. Last time I saw it, it had trash from a field trip we went on a month ago. It always gets in the way and gets upset when I need the accessible class seats cause I physically cannot walk. She complains about her box all the time. I will also use noise-canceling headphones when sounds are too overwhelming, and she'll come to me and say shit like it's not fair you can use them when the school says headphones aren't allowed in class. She has reported me to security for wearing my favorite Ninja Turtles hoodie to school cause it has weapons on it. One day I sat in the accessible seat in my chemistry class. It's low to the ground with shorter seats to accommodate wheelchairs and a clamp on the side to hold crutches/canes in place. I sat down, and as soon as this girl came in, she started getting all mad at me. She said, "One day I'm gonna get here before you to get that seat. I need the extra space for my box." I've been dealing with her for 5 years at this school, and I finally had it with her shit. I looked at her and started yelling, "Oh my fucking god, dude. You do not need that goddamn box. You are not special. Shut up please, I hate you, stop acting like we're friends, we are not. I hate you so much, leave me alone. You annoy me so much. I need this more than you, I can't walk, dude." I had tears dripping down my face from how angry I was. She started crying and left the room, taking the backpack she kept in that goddamn box. My friend walked me out of the room and took me on a walk around the school to calm down a bit. I feel really bad about what I did, but I don't know if I'm the asshole or if I went about it the right way. Am I the asshole? Relevant comments. Life is in her box / more about the box. Trash, a neon jacket she never wears, more trash, a broken tablet, mostly trash. A backpack that I assume is more trash. Really, it is mostly trash. And her broken Chromebook she never uses. The box is a moving trash can. It smells bad too. I don't think her lunchbox has been taken out of there since 2019. I've never seen her touch it. Not even at lunch, but she has it in there. It's like 2 feet by 2 feet. She used a backpack in 7th grade and got the box in 8th grade. I don't know all the details about the box, but every time we go on field trips, she brings a backpack, which is quite often with a class we're in together. The box is always open. She lost the lid in like 8th grade. She left it in the class and put the backpack on. Update: we had a meeting with the IDP, editor's note. IDP is Individualized Education Program, staff, and we were discussing our disabilities, and after we got done talking about the altercation, we were talking about each of our plans, and she had no physical disabilities or any physical accommodations. All she had was ADHD and accommodations for that, such as being allowed to use a fidget, headphones, and having to take breaks. Her parents said they were disappointed that she would lie about something like that and cause a scene in class, and her schedule is going to be switched around to not interfere with mine. That's pretty much all that happened. She obviously is upset with me. She won't look my way, which I really do not mind at all. Story 3. The girl I love rejected me, not knowing that I had become a millionaire, and now he is asking me back. I am looking for advice because I am really conflicted in this current situation. Long story short, 2 years ago I started a new job and developed feelings for one of my coworkers. Just to clarify, it wasn't a creepy one-sided relationship. We would hang out outside of work, go to sporting events together, I've been to festivals together, etc. Essentially what happened was that I was constantly getting hints that she liked me back, but I never made a move given the work relationship we had, until one night where we both got drunk at a party, and she was making clear moves. That night she was doing things like putting her head on my shoulder, telling me she loves me, holding my hand, etc. She even told me she would love to move in with me, lol. At the end of the night, she came up to me and asked me to get her a gift to remember this night with. I ended up getting her the gift a couple days after. However, after giving her the gift, things got sort of weird. She asked to talk to me and asked me what the gift was for. Without giving too much detail, it was a very thoughtful gift. Given the tone of the conversation, I could tell where this was going, and I didn't want to tell her how I felt right away, so I explained to her that she asked for the gift herself at the party. She claims that no one would get a gift like that for just a friend because it was clear that a lot of thought went into it. She claims it was the sweetest gift she has ever been given. She sort of cornered me here, so I admitted that I have been developing feelings for her, etc. She was understanding and explained to me that even if she liked me back, she wouldn't date me because of the work relationship. Worth mentioning that she is my superior at work at a law firm, despite us being around the same age, and that she has already been talked to by HR for showing me preferential treatment. She says she has worked too hard in her career to chance it on a work relationship. The explanation seemed fair to me, and I wasn't bitter at all. She seemed sort of shooken up and made me promise that we would be friends, etc. She claimed I was her best friend and she didn't want to lose me. I'm not the envious/bitter type, so I agreed, and we continued our friendship for these last 6 months. However, during these last 6 months, I have been taking great strides to improve myself. Not necessarily because of the rejection, but because I am getting older in years and am looking for something long-term now. I am in significantly better shape. I was average build before, and now been going to the gym 6 days a week for the entirety of this time. I have taken steps to improve my appearance, fixed my teeth, got LASIK, so no more glasses, etc. I am pursuing certifications to improve my resume, etc. You get the deal. Now, however, it seems like this girl is into me again. The uptick of text has gone up. She double, even triple texting when I am busy and don't respond. She is asking to see me a lot more in person. She is back to being flirty, etc. Again, I didn't want to assume anything because I know what happened last time. Then one of our mutual friends, technically it's her best friend, reached out to me and is telling me that this girl has regretted rejecting me and wants to make it right, but doesn't feel like she has the right to because of how she rejected me once before. She claims she is only telling me because the girl I like has been beating herself up over it these last couple of days and thinks she made a huge mistake. As odd as this sounds, I agree with her. I do not want to come across as conceited or anything like that, but I just do not think it's fair to me that I had to make all these improvements to myself in order for her to want me. It makes it seem as though she isn't really attracted to who I am, but rather who I can become, and that sort of doesn't sit right with me. During that period between the rejection and now, she dated a couple of dudes who all turned out to be not good fits. Most were trash if I'm being honest, but I don't want to sound bitter lol, and I just don't want to have to deal with the stigma that I was the guy she settled with. I am going to be completely honest and admit that this would make me feel insecure in a relationship with her. Whether or not it is justified, it is how I know I will feel. I will always feel like I have to earn her through constant struggle and improvements, which I do understand is a part of a normal relationship. However, what I don't agree with, though, is that it is only expected of me. Would she still feel bad about rejecting me? Had she been making similar progress during this time? I do not know, but I cannot help shake the idea that she would not. I'm not naive and understand how attraction works. However, it is not like this girl was out of my league before I made changes. I have dated girls that were prettier, more successful, funnier, etc. than this girl. The reason I am conflicted, though, is because I truly do care about this girl. I have been in long-term relationships before, and I feel more connected with this girl, despite not even dating her, than any of the girls in my past. I wouldn't trade even my friendship with this girl to amend a single previous relationship I have had in the past. She truly does care about me, and it makes my heart melt. When I am sick, she makes soup for me and delivers it. When she heard my father was getting a surgery, she drove 2 hours to the hospital to be there with us. She checked in on me every day after his surgery to make sure he was okay. One time, she even yelled at our boss, taking me off a horrible client at work, and risked her career in doing so, etc. I have never had a girl go out of her way this much for me, relationship or not. And I do agree with her that our friendship is beautiful and not something I want to lose. However, I feel like I am once again in a position where our friendship may be at risk because of how she is feeling.